Like the X is the #1 news source on Earth.
Yeah.
On Earth. It's the most trusted because it's the only one that's not fucked with.
Yep.
So even if someone's incorrect, the community notes will correct them.
Yep.
The community notes are rock solid. It's a great way to find out what's real and what's not real. And then you look in the comments and you see people debating it. And it's happening in real time. And it's happening whenever something breaks. And it's way better than what you're going to get on corporate-controlled media. It's way better.
So Elon was quick to quote the tweet while saying, Joe Rogan says X is the most trusted source of news. True. The question now is, how true is this? If you're still here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share this video. And if you want to support this channel with a token, link will be in the description. When Elon Musk took over the ownership of Twitter, which is now known as X, one of the daring innovations he made on X, since he portrayed himself as a pro-truth, regardless who is involved, truth must be told, is the community note. Now the community note checkmates tweets in real time so we the ordinary people can get to see the truth. I must commend Elon for that, because how could we have known in 1,000 years that Israel owns American politicians and not Russia? Adam tweeted the misleading information on purpose in order to see if the community note is actually what they say it is. He said, I can't believe an American congressman wore the Russian army uniform to Congress. Russia owns our politicians. And then we saw a community note which says Israel owns American politicians, not Russia. Brian Mast is wearing an IDF uniform, not a Russian one. Subhanallah. Some Zionist freaks were not happy that it made this one quote the tweet and said, Elon should be ashamed. What the hell is this community note? However, in recent times, we've noticed a monumental change, and the community note we put our hopes in is either on vacation or no longer active on X. Clear-cut lies and propaganda plastered all over X, and there is no community note to checkmate these lies in real time. I recently made a video about a guy called Maluf and the lies he spread on X about Islam and Muslims with few to no community notes. It is so bad that you would think this guy is on their payroll. So this got me wondering until I saw a tweet from our brother Muhammad, aka the Muslim Lantern. He said, after Elon Musk's visit to Israel, here's what they instructed him to do. 1. Minimize engagement on anti-Israel accounts as much as possible. 2. Spread Islamophobia and division by targeting all migrants and boosting accounts that do. 3. Use X to promote political parties that align with our interests and target those who don't. 4. Push far-right propaganda to further chaos in society and inspire attackers like the German attacker, a fan of his. This made me understand why someone like Maluf is thriving and doing well on X. This guy on an average has millions of views. It also made me understand why all of a sudden Elon began suppressing the truth. And what's funny is, he sometimes appears very confused and unable to distinguish what is true and what is pure misinformation. Let's start with this news of the attack on Christmas market in Magdeburg, Germany. When this news broke out and it was reported that the German government ignored the warnings of the Saudi government regarding Abdul Muhsin and the need to extradite him back to Saudi to face the law, Elon was quick to retweet vice versa just to scorn the present German government and to reiterate his unwavering support for the AfD. It says here, Saudi Arabia warned the German authorities 3 times about the murderous intentions of the Magdeburg terrorist. And in another tweet, Elon quotes Sean, who said, people are drawing the wrong conclusions from the Christmas market killer. Yes, he had extremely incongruent views and ego was likely a schizo. But Germany ignored Saudi Arabia's extradition requests. This is suicidal empathy, siding with the asylum seeker over the Saudi government. Elon, in support of this, he said, yeah, he was obviously a lunatic who should never have been allowed to enter Germany and should have been extradited when Saudi Arabia made the request. Suicidal empathy by the German government. However, when news started coming out about who this guy really is, and Elon realizing he's not really different from the terrorist, Elon started suppressing the truth. Here are a few examples. Media outlets like the NBC says, suspect in Germany auto attack that unalived 5, injured 200, self-identified as Islamophobic. Elon said, it's a lie, disregarding the countless Islamophobic tweets made by this individual insulting Islam, Muslims, and the Prophet ﷺ. What do we expect from an Islamophobe himself? The terrorists hate Muslims immigrants to Germany, and since the Germans are welcoming, he said in disgust that the German government wants to Islamize Germany and in fact the whole of Europe. Hence, he re-emphasized his unwavering support for the AFD, just like Elon. For the records, the AFD are anti-immigration. The terrorist is also a pro-Israel and a puppet just like Elon. When people began harvesting the streets and comparing him with Elon, who before now called Abdul Muhsin a lunatic, Elon immediately suspended Abdul Muhsin's account, only to restore it back with all the streets deleted. What happened, you may ask? Allow me to take you back to the points in Muhammad's tweet. 1. Minimize engagement on anti-Israel accounts. 2. Spread Islamophobia and division by targeting all migrants and boosting accounts that do. 3. Use the X to promote political parties that align with our interest. 4. Push far-right propaganda to further chaos in society. Talking about spreading far-right propaganda, Elon took the lies and misleading video of Moral Selmasi just to spread chaos and hate for Islam. Listen to the shorter version of what she said.
I want to address the misinformation spreading about Talib al-Abdul Mohsen, the terrorist behind the Christmas market attack in Magdeburg, Germany. Contrary to some claims, he was neither an atheist nor an ex-Muslim. Talib falsely portrayed himself as an atheist ex-Muslim and victim of the Saudi regime while simultaneously accusing the German government of prosecuting female Saudi asylum seekers and promoting an agenda to Islamize Europe. His identity as a radical Shia Muslim is evident, even from his name, which explains his hostility towards Saudi Arabia and his wicked jihadi agenda. Leaked tweets and chat screenshots now circulating on X reveal his connection to radical Islamist networks, including accounts linked to ISIS. And ex-Muslim organizations and activists on X have also reported receiving direct threats from Talib. Ask yourself, why would an atheist threaten ex-Muslims? It doesn't make sense. This is a classic example of Taqqiya, an Islamic practice that allows Muslims to lie and deceive. This is a classic example of Taqqiya, an Islamic practice that allows Muslims to lie and deceive to advance Islamic goals or agendas.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
This is the lie Elon shared on his Twitter handle, hoping to convince the people that he only shared the same values as Abdul Muhsin because he is practicing Taqqiya, a religious doctrine in Islam, which allows one to lie and deceive in order to advance Islamic goals and agenda, so they think. Anyways, let's quickly refute this woman and by extension, refute Elon Musk. First and foremost, Taqqiya is not an Islamic practice. It has nothing to do with anything Islam. The Prophet ﷺ did not practice it, and in fact, we see the opposite in a hadith where the Prophet ﷺ said, "It is obligatory for you to tell the truth, for truth leads to virtue, and virtue leads to paradise. And the man who continues to speak the truth and endeavors to tell the truth is eventually recorded as truthful with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And beware of telling of a lie, for telling of a lie leads to obscenity, and obscenity leads to hellfire. And the person who keeps telling lies and endeavors to tell a lie is recorded as a liar with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So how then can someone be allowed to lie and practice deception in Islam? The religion of Islam is not one you have to sugarcoat in order to get reverts. If there's any reason people get attracted to Islam, it is because of our honesty. Secondly, some might argue, well, she's wrong to say Islam, but Shia are known to practice Taqqiya and Abdul Muhsin is a Shia. Yes, that's true. However, if we say Taqqiya is aimed at advancing Islamic goals and agenda, according to these women's very own definition, please tell me how this attack has advanced Islamic goals. How many reverts did we get after the attack? Has Germany all of a sudden become an Islamic nation? The answer is obviously no. In fact, if there's anything this attack has promoted, it is definitely hate for Islam and the Muslims. Take a look at this comment this brother from Germany made on my video about the incident. He said, "I'm from Germany and you cannot believe how the Germans here went fast on hating not that guy, but Islam and saying it's because Islam teaches these things he did. All they knew was that he was a Saudi guy and everyone assumed he was a Muslim." Subhanallah. This is exactly my point. It has advanced nothing but hate for Islam and the Muslims. Now, what are the real reasons behind the attack? On December 1st, 2023, he made this tweet. He said, "Germany is the only country other than Saudi Arabia that chases female Saudi asylum seekers all over the world to destroy their lives." Now, why are they asylum seekers? Remember, Saudi is not ravaged by war and at the very least not in chaos. So the only reason why they seek asylum in Germany is because they are ex-Muslims. Now, for those of you who don't know, this man, Abdul Muhsin, has a website where Saudi female ex-Muslims can apply for asylum in Germany through him. This business was thriving until the German government began to reject these women. It became frustrating to him, hence why he sounds this way.
Hi, my name is Talib. I'm from Saudi Arabia. I'm an activist. I created a website to help people seeking asylum, especially from Saudi Arabia and the Gulf region.
He continued, I assure you 100% that revenge will come soon, even if it costs me my life. I will make the German nation pay the price for the crimes committed by its government against Saudi refugees. And in another tweet posted 13th of August 2024, he said, I have made a final decision that I will bring justice in 2024. I will not wait any longer. Meaning either justice or I die for it this year. Meaning either justice of the first kind or justice of the second kind. That makes the people who attacked the Saudi refugees pay a very heavy price. And then he said, secondly, Germany's goal has become clear. To spread Islam in Europe, they are attacking political movement critical of Islam. Notice this, critical of Islam. In other words, ex-Muslims who are insulting Islam, insulting the Prophet ﷺ, the German government are attacking those people. So they are doing that to spread Islam by infiltrating them with corrupt people. Now, it's like, a group of people, and then the German government are infiltrating this group of people that are critical about Islam with what? With corrupt people, including addicts, prostitutes, and thieves, in order to corrupt the movement from within, in order to corrupt this group of people. Then they use the dirtiest method against those who exposed these infiltrators. So when one of them exposed these guys that infiltrated them, then the German government uses the dirtiest methods against those people. I don't know what he meant here, but he continued. Since the movement of the former Saudi Muslims, in other words, the ex-Saudi Muslims, was successful, they began to plot against it. So it is now obvious the reasons why this man did what he did. The claim of him practicing Taqqiya is in itself a refutation to them. This is why Elon deleted these tweets from Abdul Muhsin's account, so you can believe his own narrative. Finally, and as a bonus, always remember this. Abdul Muhsin is a Zionist puppet and a bootlicker. Elon Musk is a Zionist puppet and a bootlicker. Moral Selmassi is a puppet and a Zionist bootlicker. They shared a lot in common. They only turned against Abdul Muhsin because he was reckless. And to those of you still watching, I remain Abdul. Catch you in the next one.